Hey guys, it's Kelly with Embroidery Nurse. So today, let's talk fabric. Where do you buy it? How do you store it? And what should I be looking for? What should I include? There's so much fabric out there. Let's take a second and look at some of the funniest fabric memes. And I know every one of you can probably relate to these. Watch these. Weren't those awesome? All right, those had me laughing for hours. Seriously, I had so much fun finding those. I was just gonna put up one, and then I saw another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and I just had to list them all. So that's for your laugh for the day. So the reason I was even thinking about, fabric was I just ordered some fabric, and I was like, I'm gonna do an unboxing of my fabric. And then I was like, well, then we need to talk about how to store it, where do you buy it, all that good stuff. So I am in a Facebook group with All Stitched Up by Angela. You guys, I first found this fabric shop when I went to an embroidery trade show about 2 years ago in South Carolina. It was the EEM trade show, Embroidery and Everything Market. I don't know if that's what it stands for. I'll look it up. I'll put it somewhere here. But All Stitched Up by Angela. Join their Facebook group. I'll link that here as well in the show notes. And she just will put up randomly, a sale or bundles. And I love her bundles. Her bundles will just get me inspired to make something. And I was kind of on the hunt for some Valentine's fabric for my group because I'm doing mystery Valentine shirts. And for those, when I saw the fabric that she posted, I was like, I gotta have that. I want it. And you have to get on it quick because the stuff sells out when she does bundles. So let's just check and see what I've got. I haven't opened it yet myself. So dun da da da. I was like, maybe I should open this before I pop on, but then it's not a real unboxing. You'll think it was fake. I don't want to actually cut it. All right, so I did just buy just some regular colors just to add. For the bundle that was my favorite was the Valentine's fabric. So I just love how she pre-bundles things, kind of helps me not have to think about it all. Just have the receipt in there. So let's look at my Valentine's bundle. Yes! Y'all, look at this bundle. I mean, does that not just scream Valentine's? How cute is that? So it's fat quarters, but they go through their shop and figure out what would make a really super duper cute bundle. And wouldn't have you would have bought that if you saw it, right? Awesome. And so then I just bought some other things because why not? Let's just buy. I love, so when I do embroidery applique work, I've learned to not you really use solid colors. Solid colors don't really, sometimes you need a little bit more dimension. And so I love anything that just has a little bit of movement to it. So you can see these colors I would use, for yellow and for orange and for green and pinks and purples, but they have a little bit of texture to them. And so I think that it just really creates and makes things pop when you're doing applique work. So these were the pastel colors, and y'all, I'm thinking Easter. Won't these be super cute for, Easter eggs and Easter hunts? And then I just got some regular bright colors because you can always have more fabric. And this had that same texture to it, so I really like that for all of them. So I got these bundles, and she had a sale, and I jumped on it. But this was what I was most excited about, and this is why I bought them. So that's all stitched up by Angela. I would love for you to check her shop out. I have zero affiliation with her or with her shop. I just love, when I can buy things like this. And when they kind of take the guesswork out for me. They've already thought, put a lot of thought into these bundles, and I just have to click and it gets shipped to my door. So that's a great place where you can buy fabric. Let me talk about some other places that I've gotten and still do. If you have a Joann's Fabric in your area, I don't now that I've moved, but that was always a go-to place for me to buy fabric. Hobby Lobby, another great place if you have that in your area to buy fabric. Y'all, Walmart. Not all Walmarts have fabric sections, but if yours does, they really do a good job of, putting fabric in there that's trendy, colorful. I've been very pleased. Etsy, y'all, a wonderful place to buy fabric. Etsy has the ability for people to sell supplies, things that you could use for crafting, and so fabric definitely falls under that. So you can literally go on Etsy and type in like pink and purple polka dot fabric, and boom, you're gonna find it. So I highly suggest looking on Etsy for specific fabrics that you're looking for. I also really recommend joining some Facebook groups of other people that do appliques and embroidery, and just network within our community of people that do the same thing, because there are times where you might run out of something that maybe you had gotten from a Hobby Lobby or a store such as that, and you can literally put an in search of post and say, I am desperately in need of a fat quarter of this exact fabric. Does anybody have it? And more than likely somebody out there in the world does. So I can't tell you how great that is when you're in a pinch. Another really cool website that I want you guys to run to and just look it over and see if it's something that would be a good fit for you, but Spoonflower. Have you guys seen this website? It is amazing. They print their own fabric, and you can get personalized printed fabric, things that you really couldn't find anywhere else. But they also have just regular fabrics. They have fabric bundles there as well. They have this. I don't quilt. I have made a few quilts, like for my grandmother's and things, but I don't do that regularly. But they actually have a section where you can pick different fabrics, and they will put them all into one yard, square by square, where it basically looks like a quilt. All you have to go in and do the stitching. But that's pretty cool because you can customize that. So check it out. I've ordered a couple of times from there, and you can actually order different qualities of fabric, different textures or different weights of it. So check it out, Spoonflower. I'll list a link for that. So these are just a few ideas. Really you can buy it, anywhere. I highly suggest going to your local, sewing shops, because that is such a key place to go. If there's something specific that you're looking for, they could possibly order it for you. You get that one-on-one, step away from the big box type store. So there really are lots of options, even if you live in a small town like I do now, that I can still get things, like the Facebook group where I was able just to, you know, post and buy and have it mailed directly to me. So that's a great option. So next I want to kind of show you how I organize my fabric. I was trying to figure it out, and no joke, y'all, I was literally with my kindergartner who was learning colors. He knew colors, but they were talking more about the Roy G. Biv. The Roy, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Is that what it is? I can't remember. But anyway, we were literally like learning, you know, that concept. And it kind of dawned on me, well, that's how I should keep my fabric. Instead of just having a big old bin like I kind of had, just everything thrown in there, and I didn't know what I had, I drug it all over here so you could see. I have these tall containers. They're actually 3 drawers in each one of them. But what I did, you can't really see from the top to the bottom there, but I have one color in each one of the slots. So for instance, this is my green one. Hold on, let me pull it out. Can't really pull it out, but all the way. But anything that was green, that's even some army green, green polka dot, we've got green gingham, green stars, green, oh, I need to get this one out of there. That one shouldn't be in there. That's my special. No, that's not my special. This is my special fabric. You know, all kinds of different greens. They're all in that drawer, right? So everything that's green is in there. So I can just go to that when I need something that's green. You know, here's all my reds. We've got red stripe, we've got red anchors, we've got red polka dots, we've got red gingham, just plain regular red, orange, yellows, purples. We've got pinks, we've got blues, we've got blacks, we've got whites, we've got browns, we've got grays. So I have broken mine out into bins such as this. Do I have more fabric than that? Yes. Do I have a few bins that are full of just randomness? Yes. But most of it is stored this way. And I found this to be a wonderful system. Not only is it beautiful because it's just so pretty and all those colors like that, but it's just a really good way visually to go and find the fabric that I need. Do I continually buy fabric? I really don't. You know, in the beginning, I guess I did. I don't know if you're like me and just, you know, I would see a pretty fabric and I would have nothing in mind for it other than that it's beautiful, I must have it. So in the beginning, I guess I kind of hoarded fabric, but I really don't now. Now I'm very specific of what I buy it for, you know, except when I see a sale like this. Although I did know that I was needing some fabric for Valentine's, some upcoming. Now, I probably do have tons of reds and, you know, pinks in there, but I needed a decent amount of each color because I've got several, you know, shirts to do for my mystery boxes. And then just adding every once in a while a few more of the solid colors is always good too. So I also, in a separate bin, and that's where I need to put this, have my fabric that's specific to my top sellers. So this right here, and if you guys have this fabric, please mention it below. I will buy some off of you. I bought this off of somebody last year because I couldn't find it. But this is my St. Patrick's Day fabric for some dresses that I do, and I love this. So if you have some, it was from Joann's about 2 years ago, and what I love about it, look at that gold. What? Yes. So if you have some, link, tell me below. I'll get it from you. But then some of my other ones that I use that are specific, you know, like this is specific for my Valentine's dresses, so I make sure that I keep that separate and don't really use it for other projects. This is specific for my mermaid, so I keep that separate in a bin so that I don't use that for other projects. This is specific for my golf shirt applique, so I keep specific applique things in a drawer. I also have specialty fabrics that I use. Y'all, tell me you don't love this. I have a video on it. Flippy fabric, the sequin fabric. So this is my teal to my pink. I use that for my Easter bunnies and Eastery mermaid stuff too. I can't get it to do it. There we go. It's the pink to the teal. And I've got red and green that I use for Christmas. I've got red and gold that I use for Valentine's shirts. I love me some flippy fabric. So I keep that separate, obviously, and I keep it in a bag so that I'm not finding sequins everywhere. When it is the season for these sequins are literally throughout my house. And then I also have a separate section for my vinyl. And y'all seen me post about this stuff before, but this is all the vinyl that I use on different appliques, and I get that from Nickery World and love it. I also have bins. So here's a good bin of my love is seersucker. All things seersucker. My classic Southern fabric. I have a lot of this. This is actually something that I buy by the bolt, and is something that I actually sell as well. So I'll try to link that soon. More of it is kind of spring summery, so that's when I have it more readily available. But if I can use seersucker on something, then I guarantee you I'm going to. So I do have some separate bins just like that. I mean, there's really no right or wrong way. Well, actually the wrong way is in a huge bin where you don't know what you got, right? I've seen some amazing craft rooms where people will literally take their fabric and put it on comic boards and store it that way. I used to actually have it on a long curtain rod, and it had little clips, and I would hang my fabric down, and that was a really pretty way. But of course I outgrew that really quickly about I had much more fabric than I needed. I couldn't hang it all up there. So there's lots of ways to display it, to make it fun, to make you excited about it. But here's just a few that I've kind of adapted to. The last thing that I want to show you is my bin. I showed this on one of my lives, and let me show you this bin right here, y'all. This bin, it's huge. It's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? This bin right here is fabric that I have saved that literally already has the Heat and Bond light on it. Save it, guys, especially when you get to like blacks. I mean, how many wheels can I do out of that for cute little kids appliques, right? So worth saving a big piece like that. Or, you know, this yellow, you can see the shine to it, right? That's the Heat and Bond. So Heat and Bond light I use on all my appliques. So I save literally, if it seems big enough, and I save it all. I won't let it get past this bin, but you know, if it's big enough to save, I try to salvage it. And you can sometimes tell what season I'm working on. But you know, there's a big red piece that I'll definitely easily use soon. Just a really good idea to save it so you can reuse it. And it will just make things so much quicker in the end. Another suggestion I want to show you, I have several things that are several shirts that are, you know, my best sellers. One of them is a dinosaur shirt, and so that's just the one I was going to show you real quick. So this right here, this bag, it actually says nice dinosaur, and the reason it says nice dinosaur is because I have a mean dinosaur too. But what I do is I try to take the fabric when I have a shirt to do and go ahead and make sure I've got 5 more cut out at the same time. It's so much easier to do. For me, that's what like stalls me at times, is having to go cut each piece of fabric, put the Heat and Bond light on each fabric, and get it ready and prep it before I can even do it. So what I've learned for the things that I do sell, you know, a lot of, is I go ahead and, you know, pre-cut out the fabric that I'm going to need. So right now I've got 2 shirts worth, so I need to do some more next time. But I'll basically, when I get another order for a nice dinosaur, I'll just go and grab it. Grab, you know, 1 piece of this, 1 piece of this, and I can go to the machine and have it done in no time. I don't have to go cut the fabric. I don't have to put the Heat and Bond light on it because it's already there and ready for me. So huge, huge time saver. I highly recommend it for, you know, things that you do all the time. Because when you know, I do a lot of shirts, the same shirts all the time, but it's not necessarily at the same time. So I do a lot, but not necessarily at the same time. So I might get, you know, 6 orders for this in a week, but they're not all due to go out the same day. So having these pre-cut, taking that extra time, you know, when I'm doing 1 to go ahead and cut 5 more is huge, huge. I mean, it tickles me when I can run over and grab this and it's already done. It just, nice dinosaur. I'll show you all that. So if you guys have questions about fabric, if you have an amazing place that you've bought it from, please put that below, because I'm always looking for a fun place to get new fabric. Trying not to hoard it, trying to be responsible with it, and making sure that I use what I have. I will say that I, just probably like many of you, went through my fabric and felt really good about it during the pandemic with making masks. So the masks that I made were not chosen specific fabrics. It was basically like, what color do you want? I'm gonna do my best with what, I've got. And I was able to use fabric that I, just had sitting around. I didn't have to go to the stores and buy it because I had so much on hand. So that really depleted a lot of my fabric, but I'm so thankful that I had it on hand and was able to do that. So again, link below anything, suggestions that you have for everyone, and I would love to follow them as well. Like this video, subscribe, share, and let me know what you'd like to see next. Have fun stitching, and we'll talk soon.